What's good? What's good? What's good? Man, hope y'all doing wonderful out there, man. I hope y'all have had wonderful days, peaceful days. But we gotta have a little conversation, man. Black people, we gotta have a real conversation amongst ourselves simply because at this point we have to look beyond the veil that is being put in front of us. The only thing that we've pretty much done for centuries is run in circles. We've been stuck to the hip of people that really don't mean us any, I mean, any good. Like they simply plagiarize or just keep promising and promising things that they're never going to provide. At what point do we have to sit back and ask ourselves, why the hell are we being so dumb? Why are we being at a degree of self hatred for so long that we allow these people to continue to do as they have been doing forever? We have been at a breaking point for so long that they could have pretty much done anything to us at this point and we would be okay with it. And I do mean okay with it. I mean, we beg for solutions. We don't fight for it. I mean, we grovel. We riot. We picket. Excuse me. And that's all we do. Everything else is pushed to the backbone. When it's time to really stand in and stand up and stand on business, there's nobody to be seen. There's nobody going out their way to actually do what needs to be done. We're scared individuals, but we forget we are the collective. It is so many of us, but we're so divided. It is crazy. So I'm saying we have to let this little Stockholm bullshit go. At this point, we're oppressing ourselves simply from fear. The the understanding of what could happen, what they would do to us if we band together, if we unite, if we was to actually put our solutions into actions and not just thoughts. I'm saying, like, how do we stop just thinking about these things and actually implement them? When do we start doing things and not just talking about it? Because time and time again, we see people that get a little fame or get famous or get a little money or get rich resort back to the same thing that everybody has done before them. And that's forgot what the situation is that they're really in. Regardless of how much money you make, regardless of what position you hold or status that you hold in this world, and you look like this, they don't care. You're not going to get the same respect. They don't care. In their eyes, you haven't fought for it. In their eyes, they would rather roll over in graves than look you eye to eye as a full-blown man or just a human. I mean, they truly have us brainwashed that we're from a place when we were given dominion over the earth. So We're from all places. This is just the location we grew up. And if we're fighting for real understanding and human rights, civil rights, then we are not fighting to be under other men or under other entities or deities. We're fighting to be under God, the Most High, alone, whomever you perceive him to be. The message is the same for us to be free and live with our understanding of grace, love, and mercy. Because we're all going to fall short of being perfect in our own eyes. We can be perfect to somebody else, but in our own eyes, we're going to want and be something different. We're going to always think that we need more. However, in this case, black people, my black people, we need more. You cannot sit here and say that you go on a day-to-day basis believing that these people care for you. And I'm not narrowing it down to a specific set of people, because as a black man, as a darker hued person, I understand, and I felt, especially growing up in Arkansas, I felt how most people feel. And that does not go for one ethnicity or race. It is a collective. It spans. It is Caucasoids, Mongoloids against Negroids. At the end of the day, that's what it is. That's how they've had it since the inception of their taking over. Right? So, if we're really coming to an understanding, then we're coming to the degree of making sure that everybody respects us the same as you would do if we were one of the others. Because we've done too much to allow people to step over us or step on us to say we only deserve scraps. We deserve the leftovers. We deserve what they give us when the Most High is giving us everything. How are y'all taking away what was already given to us? It's foolishness. It's foolishness. Y'all degrade us on a daily. Y'all tell us how to live our lives. Y'all put all the BS in our way. And then when y'all say that we're not doing enough, you put more obstacles in the way and tell us to do more. And if we say, hey man, look, at this point it ain't even worth it, then, only then, will you try and ease up? Will you try and cut slack because you believe that you've broken what you didn't create? And that's the whole hope here, is that you can break a whole race, a whole ethnicity, a whole people that look like me. You want to eradicate. And at this point, you might not do it with a loud voice and an angry face. You do it with a smile. With a smile. And at this point, I'm sick of it. I can't sit back and not be verbal. I used to just do it, sparingly. I would do it simply through words and acts, that wasn't seen. Because anything really that's done from the heart, meaningful, genuine, is not done for people's eyes. However, at this point, my people, the people I'm a part of, My brothers and sisters need to understand it. You're children of the Most High. Man has no claim to you. What you are going through, you shouldn't have to. The obstacles that you have to face, we know that the rest of the world doesn't have to face. And at this precipice, we're done with that shit. We're done having to do everything 10 times better than somebody else and still having to go the extra mile to get even a portion of what the rest get. We have to sit here and constantly say, it's gonna be okay. It'll be all right. Everybody's not like that. Everybody's not gonna treat or talk or just be that way until you truly understand it. That's most of what people really feel. That's how most people are really taught. That's how most people grew up. That's the only thing that they've ever been around. So the only thing that they truly know is the hatred or dislike of those that look like you and I. Us. See, do I believe all people are like that don't look like me? No, because there are people that look like me that are like that. There are people that don't look like me that aren't like that. But for the most part, I know for a fact that the smiles aren't genuine because I'm watching the body language. And we understand that communication is 80% nonverbal. 80%. So why am I worried about the 20% that you say? When I'm supposed to be following actions and not the words. We've been brainwashed. We've been beaten. We've been just dismantled to a degree that we don't want to let go of people telling us how to be, how to live, how to understand, how to enjoy, how to entertain, what is, what isn't. We have to let all that go. We have to truly understand that everything that they're teaching is not helping us for the better. We're simply going in circles or backwards. We are degressing and not progressing. And the con of the situation is they keep adding more and more and more to either demonize us, dehumanize us, make us self-destruct or be destructive, give us vices or give us things that ultimately has nothing to do with us. How the hell did we allow them to get to that point that we see them as better and us as less? Or us as better and them as less? There's better people, not better races, not better ethnicities, not better genres. There's better people at better things. However, they got us believing that we shouldn't be the head of anything, that we shouldn't be in positions to help our friends and family, those that look like us, those that we love, even those that we hate. They believe that we should harbor hatred. But that's it. Only harbor it. And if it's only people or persons that look like you or me with a darker you, black people, African Americans, whatever you want to call us, that's the hatred they want us to keep and act on. Any other hatred, they want us to be subservient to. They wanted us to meditate on. They want us to get over. They want it to just be an impasse, water under the bridge. They want it to die. But it's anybody else. It is always going to be at the forefront. It is always going to be so pervious to the conversation that most people have no problem, rejection, or anything of just going with it, because this is what's taught. Any disdain towards any other people besides black people, if you cannot disrespect anybody else but us. Then they'll fake it out like, oh no, that's not right. That's not right. Then you will see it on the next 100 videos. Then they'll come back and say, oh, that's not right. That's not right. You'll see it in the next 100 events. Oh, that's not right. That's not right. You'll see it in the next 100 job applications. Oh, that's not right. That's not right. 100 of sporting events, outing events, parades, whatever you want to say, we're not going to get treated as our counterparts. And at what point are we going to actually fight for the right to be human? Not African American, not American, not African, not Aboriginal. I'm talking about human. God-given. Created from the understanding of love, grace, and mercy. Perspective of longevity. Why do we have to fight to be equal when the only thing that we should ever have to fight for is to protect ourselves? Protect, to keep what we so hard and gallantly fought for. But see, the system is designed to school us. It's designed to make us so weary, so tiresome, so dependent, that we forget that we're capable of anything as long as we have the will, the strength. We can do it. Those two things can breed and make anything. Anything. But those are the things that they want to take away from us. Those are the things that they want to take away from our society. Excuse me. And what do? They tear the men and women apart. Constantly. And majority feed into it with pointless arguments that they're giving. How are you arguing over topics that they're giving when you're not using your brains? They're also giving both sides to the argument and then watching it play out, because they know there's not going to be real recourse. It's just going to be an argument of people overstepping in a conversation with no real direction that is going to explode to a place that it never should have been, because the conversation itself, the topic at hand, was bullshit. Because if we all know on the right side that we all make a certain amount of money, right? The average woman is 4,000, man 45,000. We're arguing about who makes more, right? don't matter. Don't they they still beating us. It doesn't matter. Because if you're going to have a real argument, let's say, why are your counterparts making more than you? Why are my counterparts making more than me? Not why are we not making the same. Why are they making more than us? You want to argue about that, baby? You want to have a conversation about that? Like, let's have a real conversation. Let's not argue about what they trying to tell us to argue about. Because the argument now is set between us. But the real argument is that we were supposed to figure out how they are making more than us and we're doing the same damn jobs. Right? All right, then. So again, how are we arguing over shit that they told us that we're supposed to be arguing about? If we know that they make more than us, man makes more than the man, and the woman makes more than the woman, as cohorts versus black people, or those that look like me, right? Tell me, how is the argument between us of who makes more when we're both making less than our counterparts? So again, I say the topic that was at hand is BS. Right? A topic that they gave us is what has us arguing when it shouldn't even matter to us. We should be understanding that what is being done to us is dehumanizing. At this point, it is disgraceful, distasteful of everything that we have pretty much allowed to this point. At some point, we have to sit back and say, look, this is not just jealousy. This is pure hatred. Because we have to truly understand that nothing has really gotten better. They just do things with a smile. Now, if they don't want you to work someplace, then you're overqualified, or yeah, we just not really, we're not really hiring right now. We're not really hiring right now. Or you just not a good fit for our company. Cool. That's fine. I get it. But the next person can come in, be a little bit shaggier, be a little bit rougher. All these things. But just be in opposition. Be a cohort that doesn't have a complexion or you that matches mine. The story changes. The tune of the song is different. The dance doesn't have to be done. Politics. We can talk about all our leaders that swear that they go to bat for us on a day-to-day basis, on a month-to-month basis, on a year-to-year basis, but we haven't seen anything. We haven't seen no real programs to stimulate our economy, not our community. We haven't had anybody sit back and say, you know what, the solutions that we need are there. We're just scared to do them because we're gonna get our hand popped. I mean, everybody else doing it. What we scared for? Numbers? Yeah, we too busy worried about being individuals. Instead of understanding, we can have an abundant full life. I mean, an abundant filled life if we truly just work together. And understand that if we're going to do this thing with the church, understand, we no longer pay for funerals. Y'all going to get us a graveyard. Now y'all going to hire somebody that builds caskets, right? Them tithes that everybody pay is going to go into them when they get ready to pass away. That all that's going to be paid for. We're not going to worry about paying 10 grand and all that for headstone. Now, we got people on payroll for that already. Also, that 10% can also start a bank. The funds that people need, that go to banks and stuff for, now, your community can be taken care of by you. By you. But we're not trying to do these things because we think solutions are so hard to come by. We won't pull our head out our ass. Oh, we gonna keep waiting on things. We gonna keep waiting. These spirits is just gonna. The spirits ain't came and saved now one of our ancestors. Ain't came and saved now one of your relatives. Ain't came save now one of mine. So when they gonna come save us? When the only thing that we supposed to do is save ourselves. But we too scared because we know. Oh, they watching. They watching. So what? They gotta come stop us now. They gotta come stop us now because at this point, talking is getting us nowhere. If we understand that the school system that they provide for us is different than what they provide for private schools that we know that most black people can't afford, are y'all setting us up for actual growth, to actually lead, to actually do anything in life? Or are you training us to be a certain place? Are you training us to act a certain way? Because I don't think it's that hard to put real curriculum in a school. I don't think it's that hard. See, oh yeah, like I'm not saying light skin or dark skin. What I'm saying is it is Mongoloids, Caucasoids against Negrozoids. That's what I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, I grew up in Arkansas, right? And I mean since Pee-wee, Pee-wee, people made it very known how people feel, right? And people can say a lot of that has changed over the years. And I can tell you, the only thing that really changes is how they come about it. Because even if you get in the same position, right, as a Middle Eastern or Jewish or Asian, Caucasian, and almost Hispanic. Depends on what they actually identify as, right? They'll always get chose over you. And it has no regard to anybody that looks different or is different race or ethnicity. I just want a true understanding that at this point I don't really care for the smiles and the backwards conversation of, I guess you can say, how most people interact and what you got to do with most coworkers or most bosses, where you deal with them, but you know for a fact they wouldn't go to bat for you. If push come to shove, y'all could be friends, but they wouldn't trust you like they would trust somebody that looks like them or somebody that doesn't look like you. And I've witnessed this too many times. And don't get me wrong, I have some white people that I freaking adore. I love to death. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I just understand. I need my people to understand that we're no longer going to take the backwards hatred, because we've pretty much done took the ladder at this point. The only thing I'm asking is to be treated like a true human being. Like, let race and all that extra shit go, like we're going about now, and truly have a conversation with me, but also treat me Like I'm a part of the club. Like I don't have to do anything extra to be in the club. My people or the people of the world shouldn't have to move a certain way to live life. But everybody' life can be, I guess you can say, made easier, except what they would determine African Americans or black people in the United States. But we're pretty much messed up all over the world. However, I can only speak for mine in America that they give most African Americans, black people, dependency when they give immigrants the ability to be free. As a citizen that is already here, I shouldn't have to work 15 to 20 times harder to get that same sentiment an immigrant gets to just do as they feel. Now, I got to pay the punishment behind it, but then also I have to be told to work 10 times as hard. Oh man, don't ever turn your back on white people, my boy. Because there are some good white people. I'm never telling you to turn your back on white people, Middle Easterns, Jews, none of, because there are good people of everybody. What I'm telling people to do is to stand up for yourself. Stand up for those that look like you until everybody is on the equal playing field and we're no longer worried about race and we're all treated fairly and as humans, as gods, as children of God, brothers and sisters trying to simply live in harmony and understanding that we are set here to love, understand, and have mercy upon each other because we're all going to fall short of perfection. So no, don't you ever quit messing and fucking with white people. You love them motherfuckers, especially if they really rocking with you. I'm talking to those people that only rock with you for the moment that you're there. But they really wouldn't give you the shirt off their back. They really wouldn't give you a shout out if they was in public and they saw you before you saw them. Those are the people that I'm talking about. People that you walk into a job and they already assume about you. You go anywhere and they assume that you're one way without having a conversation. A real conversation. I'm telling my people, break away from the fear and really start doing your thing. Love your family, love yourself, love the people that is in your presence, and stop giving them hate because that's what's been passed down to you. Because that is not who you are. That's not what you're about. All we ever have to do, band together, get things done. We want a better school system, we quit messing with theirs. We want a better church system, we quit messing with theirs. We want better entertainment, we stop doing what they want us to do. We create our own things, our own holidays, our own events. We get our own land. Come together as a family, as a community, those that you really want to be around. Come together. Everybody, come together. Put some money in. Get some land. Y'all families is good. Y'all all pay the taxes. What's the problem? Your ego? You want to say, oh, I got some land? Nah. Y'all families got land. Y'all village got land. You see what I'm saying? That's not what they That's not what they trying to tell you. They passing the hatred to y'all. Why they telling y'all, or why they sitting back and getting money with their family, getting money with their kids, getting money with their best friends. But they tell y'all don't go into business with your best friends. Don't go into business with your families. Don't do that. Don't get no land with your family. They telling y'all everything they do. They telling y'all not to do it. What y'all doing? Steadily listen. Steadily listen. Steadily listen. Steadily listen. At some point, you gotta sit back and say, "Oh, how the hell are we still getting fooled and confused when this is just how it's been, how it's going to continue to be as long as we sit down and keep taking." And oh yes, my brother, black people, they'll do you the worst. They'll do you the worst. Simply out of hatred. Don't ever confuse it. But what I'm telling you, we have to band together. We have to be prepared to take on anything that comes our way. Because we need us more than we need them. Because the help that they provide us is not the same that they provide everybody else. Those laws that they keep passing, or they wait 20 years to pass or just to come out, be to screw with us, be to mess with us. And all we do is keep voting in the same people. Black people, you should have been smart enough by now to understand that America doesn't need more than one party. I mean, we have the same end goal, right? The same end goal. Okay, cool. If we're going to say that they got two parties, where is our party that's going to really fight for us if we understand that both these parties don't do a damn thing for us? If we know that we would ever need is one party, and we keep bouncing between two parties that ain't doing nothing but playing in our face, making things worse, helping everybody else but us, and we just sit back and be like, hey, maybe we'll get them next time. Hey, they gonna get us next time. They got us. They got us. All we've ever been is foolish for the last umpteen years. When they told us, hey man, y'all free, what we say, all right, for sure, appreciate it. And ever since then, we just been laying down. We have those that conform. We have those that hate themselves. I mean, you gonna have it. Point blank period. You already know that. Everybody that look like you is not your friend, not your family, not, skin folk is not always kinfolk. We already know the saying. But that's why I'm saying get with the real people that are like you, that are like me, and understand that we can really change things. Only if you're willing to stand side by side. There's no reason to be leaders and followers. There's reasons to be brothers and sisters and soldiers on the same journey, on the same fight. But we getting things misconstrued because we always want to be first. We always want to be the head. There's been many before me. There's going to be many after me. There's going to be many before you. There's going to be many after you. What I'm telling you is fight for your right to be human. Fight for your right to be under your God. Fight for your right to be equal in every sense of the word. And if by any means those that do not look like you and I want to help, let them help, especially if it's genuine. But don't be fooled, because history has always taught us that's true. It will be. In a few years it's gonna be full of it. And that's where the jobs are gonna go. I mean, they gonna get subsidized to get the housing, then they gonna get the job. So I mean, the head starts are already there. And I mean, most of them already come into the country with the understanding that, hey, start a business. Start a business. I mean, you're an immigrant, so it's not going to really be that hard to start a business. They're going to pay for you to start your own business. But yes, I do agree. I mean, the neighborhood is going to be full. It's definitely going to diversify. How it went from what they used to call white neighborhoods diversified to black neighborhoods, and then black neighborhoods diversified to white neighborhoods. The same thing finna happen. It's just what's gonna happen. Because we can't stick together in nothing. If we get a mayor, he gonna get paid off, or he gonna get caught doing something scandalous. Hey, he finna set us back. I mean, it doesn't matter. Celebrities, mayors, governors, politicians in general. I mean, we are so lost in the things that we do. Just lost. I mean, we're just clinging on to the fact that everything that they do, we think that we have to be a part of, or we think that we gotta sit there and take. I mean, we don't know virtually no real history. No real history. Because if y'all can tell me that the world is 4 billion years old, and then turn around and tell me that y'all believe that all modern humans derive from Negroes, but then tell me that y'all don't know the history. What? Wait a minute. Y'all got 6,000 years of history, right? Only 1.6 of history is recorded. And there's no real history on black people. I mean, we can get nothing but bits and pieces, and what y'all just keep tossing out there. Cool, yeah, whatever. Like, I'm really trying to figure out, when are we gonna just understand that everything that we going through at this point is because I believe that we're enjoying it. Because together we can truly change everything about our community. How we view one another, how we're viewed, how people treat us. We could change all this. And those that still want to harbor any hatred or anything or malice towards us won't be able to do it with a smile anymore. Because what they perceived or taught or gave to us won't work any longer. It's not going to work any longer. That's true. Most people vote by emotion, not by what's actually going on, or not by what people are actually doing for the community. They vote. I mean, strictly off what they see and what they're being told. I mean, nobody does any real research. Nobody does any just groundwork. It is simply what they're told. Wrong. And I'm saying, at what point do we just stop and say, hey, quit talking, prove it. Just do it. All that red tape, yellow tape, orange tape, whatever tape you want to say it is, prove it. There's no reason that it should take this long to help or do or understand anything that we've asked or need. Ask for or need. Just do it. Why are you or y'all taking so long to give simple amenities to people that have been asking for centuries? Because you're not going to give it to us. You're going to keep placating the situation as if, hey, as long as we give them a crumb, they'll nibble. They can keep asking for bites, but then they're going to get hungry. If you nibble, you never get a real appetite, right? They've been giving us crumbs for years. So we never really got a real appetite to do anything about it because it just seemed like it was getting better. Easier, essentially. We start taking on other people's fights. So the things that we really needed, they just fell to the background. It no longer mattered to us as a whole because some things were done. Something was being done. Something was being given. It didn't matter what it was, and it didn't even really have to affect us. As long as it was given, it was good. And yeah, they will vote for that check too. They will vote for that check too. But the only thing about that is the black people, the community itself, mess with Donald Trump before all this. Before all this. So to believe that they wouldn't is kind of hard. But they most definitely will vote for that check. They will vote for that check. Uh, Whoever they want. Whoever DC decides. That's the honest to God truth. It really doesn't matter. Because one thing I understand is that all this is a game, right? And the game has three sides. You have two players, then you have the winner. Right? And the reason I kind of put it like that is because I always think about three-card Monte. The government is always playing three-card Monte. You never see the king. You see who wins, which is more oftentimes the house. But they give you, wins here and there. But you never really see the king. All you saw was the queen on the board. And you couldn't even find her. And when you found her sometime, you forgot. It was a king in the background the whole time. The king been looking the whole time. Queen showed her face. Hey. Oh, yeah, you got me. Then what happened? The king sat back and said, come back home. But yeah, to me, it really doesn't matter. Because I believe everybody is playing a position. Everybody has a role to play. You can say in sports, acting, plays, whatever. Everybody has a role to play, and everybody's playing their role. The only thing at this point that we can do is understand the rules of the game. Therefore, that we can get really on an equal playing field that we no longer have to ask for. We demand. There is no reason for us to keep putting our hands into our lives into other people's hands when God made us everything we would ever need. Anything else is extra. That's real power. Real power is not being able to, or being able to not want to be seen, not want to be famous, not want to be known, but understood. See, this day and age, people think power comes from being seen, bravado, pure ego, and that's foolish. Real power is being able to assess the situation and understand what needs to be done, acting accordingly. Because aggression is, excuse me, aggression is not always the best form of handling anything. Some possible. Most things could use some delegation. However, you would understand what that situation would entail and need, and be willing to either shove it, handle it, have it done, or whatever the case may be. But it's going to fit the criteria of what has to be done with real, necessity and degree. So real power is being able to not be seen, not be seen, but know and see everything. If nothing can get past you, but yet you can infiltrate or plant seeds any and everywhere, power is different. And I don't care what black African American organization that you look at, you're going to always see opposition in power. There's always going to be oppositions in power. It's never going to be fully like you and I. It's never going to be fully those that are capable of just doing it. They will have oppositions put in place to head and stunt growth of countless organizations, businesses, and then we're not smart enough or hold the capacity to understand that we can do this. Learn the rules. Learn the rules of engagement. Get true understanding and perspective over everything that is going on in life and stop acting off emotion. Because the power, Ed B, doesn't know you but doesn't care about you either. They have their own little thing going. But the way life is set up from their own little thing isn't how we're supposed to be going through life. It is not how we're supposed to be giving thanks to for the opportunity to even just be a part of that, to bask in everything that it has to offer. Its ambience is unmatched. However, the Most High gave us, humanity, dominion over the earth. It didn't give humans dominion over other humans, because we are all equal. We are all brothers and sisters. However, for mine, I have to make my understanding we are no longer going to be the lesser of anything. We're no longer going to be the butt of the joke. Because we must truly understand that we are very special in our own right, as so are them. I'm not going to give or take away anything from them, but I'm not going to allow them to give or take anything away from me or mine, because I love us too much for that. And I understand that we're capable, but only when we're truly ready to stand up and quit kneeling. Because we can look eye to eye with anyone, and do a job, if not better. Cannot play a sport, if not better. Can hit a ball, if not better. Can speak, rap, sing, if not better. But the problem is, it's not going to be everybody that looks like me. It's not going to be everybody that looks like them. It's going to be individuals. But as the collective, we're going to not show hatred. We're going to rejoice and understand it. This shit is beautiful. Regardless of who it's coming from or any, it is beautiful and it is to be shared. And as long as it's in good standing and it's not just BS, not things that'll leave a bad taste in your mouth or goes against life itself. But what I'm saying is, we know that we get treated unfair. From mass incarcerate rates, just unalivings, unemployed, or overqualified. See, a white man can be overqualified for a job, and they'll give it to him just to help him out. A black man can be overqualified for a job. He's just overqualified because they don't want to pay him the extra money. I mean, yeah, it's cool, but is it really? When we're sitting here trying to say that race doesn't matter, or color doesn't matter, or any of this stuff, are we really to say that these things aren't still prevalent today? That our leaders don't just shuck and jive and do as they're told and don't inform the community about anything? They go to all, or they supposedly go to all these meetings and have all this knowledge about the politicians and politics and the laws that are passed and what is being really done, but they don't really come share it with the community. Y'all don't share anything with the community. Nothing. Last time the church was just sitting out there doing back to school drives or feeding the homeless. I mean, having active homeless shelters. I mean, the community at this point is taking so much but not giving anything. The stores in our community, not our stores. So therefore, our dollar is always replaced and goes elsewhere instead of being recycled or cycled back into our own communities and therefore back into our own pockets eventually. Because the more people that actually own businesses and can have money floating and flowing around, it's going to eventually get to a bountiful or abundance filled place where everyone is thriving. The system we have now is designed to keep us down simply because at a certain point, we as black people stop worrying about all the necessities of life. We stop worrying about it because we just truly want to enjoy the legacy and the things that has already been given to us. But everybody else, they have these crazy things that they want to do. They want to experience. Us, we want to experience life. So the system they created is to always make us want things. Because if we want it, the rest of the world wants it. If we indulge in it, the rest of the world indulges in it. But for us to indulge in it, we have to work 10 times than everybody else. Get it. Show it off. Then get more. All while arguing why men should pay the bills, women should not, when we're both making less than our counterparts. But yet I still have to get you this Chanel bag, this Birkin bag, this Dior bag, to make them believe that we're balling, doing everything that's under the sun so they can do everything under the sun or to match or beat us. And then we're back in the cycle of doing it again, arguing over the same thing. But where did any of this come from when we were sitting here just trying to live life? And once we get to that point in life, everything that we have simply just, it chills out. The trips chill out. The chains, the cars, all that chill out because we just like to now admire and enjoy. So you can't have too many rich black people because now you have a wealth-based system because black people are going to sit on their money. Because if you're talking about big bank take little bank, guess what? Bank account bigger than yours, family. Nigga, anytime I put something in my pocket, it's big. They know how we get. We very competitive. So you already know we stacking money for real. Especially if it's easier for us to get it. If we are not put in positions or the mindsets to do all these crazy and heinous and just ill-minded things or simple mistakes and get put behind bars. And then lives just change forever. Because again, most black young men find their way behind them bars at some time in their life. At some point in their life, they find their way there. Granted, and I'm glad to be one that made it. Only had, run-ins, and I've been to jail a few times, but nothing to the extent of my brothers. Like, we have to understand that jail ain't for nobody. Nobody. And the things them people doing up. Hey, nobody should go there. But then when you put a black man or just anybody, any man or any person behind them bars, and then they have to witness those things. It's gonna really, it's gonna change you because you understand that, bro, life ain't what motherfuckers really been letting you to understand for real. Been telling you. Hey, my brother, sometimes, man, you just gotta get away. Sometimes you gotta get away, my boy. My old lady is in there sleeping at the moment. You know, the baby, but sometimes she can get that way where you just want to need him. You just need to step away. Like you just need to dip out, get away for a little bit. Trust me, I understand. I understand. But yeah, man. But no, hey, you got a good woman though. You keep it, my boy. You keep it. But don't ever let your woman fight your problems. These worldly problems, you fight. We got, and that's another thing, though. We as black people, we as black men, for sure, have to get back to really just step. I mean, like, understanding that we're capable of beating all odds. All we got to do is put our mind to it. Just put our mind to it. Come together. We can't be stopped. We can be in positions that most of us couldn't imagine or wouldn't be able to believe. But our women need to be able to protect the legacy that we're trying to build. They can't be out here fighting with us. They got to protect the legacy. They will be fighting, but more in the lines of protecting the legacy than on the front lines. You know what I'm saying? But this is why we're unifying. This is why we're being a village. This is why we're coming together and doing the things that are appropriate to actually handle and take care of these situations. Because all the nonsense that's going on in this day and age, this society is just, it's pure BS. It's pure BS. I don't care if you in Asia, Europe, America, South America. If you're like me or just a good person, bro, they not really fucking with you. Like, and I mean they create a society that doesn't want people really messing with people and just in general. They create so much hate and things to keep separating us and keep pulling us apart and furthering us when certain things could be dead. I mean, just on arrival, just certain topics could be just put to bed. Certain answers, certain facts, you can pretty much do away with certain arguments. You you change certain things, you do away with certain arguments. You help certain situations, you do away with certain arguments. But this society doesn't breed it, and they definitely don't breed it to the black community. So I'm trying to make sure that my people understand that you don't really need anybody because God gave you you, right? God gave you you. He gave you parents. He gave you grandparents. He gave you great great grandparents. If you choose to have children, children. Then if they choose to have children, grandchildren. And if they choose to have children, great grandchildren. So you don't believe that you're somebody. You don't believe that you're a king and could lead a nation when look at it. Look how it progresses. And I'm telling you that you have to be prepared to lead a nation. You have to be prepared to lead your village. Your woman has to be prepared to protect that village, maintain that village. if something was to happen to you. But before anything could ever happen to her or yours, it has to happen to you. And at this point, I don't believe that your woman should be in the workforce. I believe that if you're going to work, right, and I'm talking about a good woman, I ain't talking about just not anyone. Do not get it fooled. I'm not one of these OnlyFans paying ass niggas. I ain't doing none of that shit. I ain't paying for no type of pussy. I ain't paying for no pictures. I ain't paying for none of that. That's pure foolishness. Alright? Fool. I bet you. See, I don't even condone you getting on, but it's free. And y'all out here pimp, y'all cut it out. But what I'm saying, right? Let's get back on topic. Well, I got space out there. But just to get back on topic, though, they would have to maintain and protect what you build and bring in. Everything that you build and progress with is what they gonna maintain. So you go up a notch, she gonna maintain a notch. You go up another notch, she gotta maintain that notch. Right? But far as being in the workforce, nah. She has to be helping you start a business, first and foremost. She can start a business too. But for her to be out in this world, getting all these different thoughts and opinions thrown at her, it's foolishness. Foolishness. Because you got to understand that they got to get through your. More often times, your household will be disrupted through your woman by somebody else that gave her a thought or an opinion. Right? You have to understand those thoughts and opinions were put out here by people with an agenda. It ain't got shit to do with your happiness. But it was directed towards a certain demographic because the other demographic can take care of it. They understand. They came from backgrounds with either two parents or parents that were just financially able to do just about anything that they needed, so they never really seen any hiccups. Arguments about money and things of that nature wasn't an issue. So when we're sitting here and we're saying and arguing and going over these topics and what have you, I mean, we have to understand that we're arguing and doing all this on somebody else's accord when all we really have to do is get back to living our life. Progressing, maintain. Progressing, maintain. And understand what we want, not what they want us to want. Understand what we want to have in our life. What is something that you really want to drive? What is something you really want the family to have? What you really want to live? What type of land you want? I mean, ask real questions, do real things, but do what you really want to do and stop following the agenda that is being set, that is only putting you in a worse place than you already were. And we've seen it too many times again. All of these things are targeted at a demographic, but then it spreads to other demographics. Why? Because they know if they target us, if they know that we constantly can be the scapegoats or the people that can take the pounding, it'll be okay. Been doing it so long, why let up now? Doing it so long, why let up now? And that's what the world has pretty much succumbed to. Been doing it so long, I mean, what's the problem? What's the problem? You know what I'm saying? We understand what the problem is. We're following and doing things that is not on our own accord, and it is screwing us fortuitously. It is kicking our ass. And we have to pump our brakes. We have to stop and say, you know what? From this point on, we're going to do better. From this point on, we're going to really handle our business. From this point on, we're going to treat us with some respect. This point on, we really going to value our women. This point on, we're going to value ourselves. This point on, we're going to value our time. We're going to value our existence. Not just placating or playing in people's face or playing on situations and circumstances. Now we really going to stand on business. Whatever situation or whatever needs to be done or appropriated at that time, that's what we're doing. So if we need to really enjoy ourselves, that's what we're doing. We're not going out there to look for ops or to drop people or to mess the mood up. Now we really going out there for entertainment, to enjoy ourselves. Laughter, smiling, love. I mean, maybe sports. I mean, just real vibing, food. I mean, real things. We're really getting money together. Where we're not mad that somebody made more today than I did, or I made more today than they did. No, we happy that we're all eating. We're looking like, hey, I need you to beat me tomorrow. If you don't beat me tomorrow, we got an issue. I need you to beat me tomorrow. That's the type of energy we got. That's the type of energy we need to have. Because we have to understand that we have an opportunity of a lifetime to change everything that we know. Everything that we want, everything that we desire. The only thing we have to do is really take the reins of our lives and handle business. So if we really want to sit back and say, hey, we want the church to provide burial sites, headstones. We want schools to upgrade the curriculum. We want more family outings. We want more community gatherings. We want more block parties. We want more children events where they can actually come together and know each other outside of school, where they can simply be creative together, where women can come together and just cook for the community, have fun, share recipes, do things that's going to really bring us together. Men can teach each other skills. We can go out and chop wood. Men can teach each other how to shoot. Teach men how to fish, how to hunt, how to clean animals. I mean, as a community, these are things that we can come together and do. We can organize events for kids to play soccer, tennis, basketball, football. I mean, without just organization, like to a degree where there's just team. Now, show up. We're just having fun. We're having fun. We're getting to know each other. We're getting to understand what it is everybody likes, what they truly like to do. This is the things that we are learning about our community to progress our community. Instead of pushing and pulling away from each other, we're really doing the things that is necessary to further and really become something of some substance, instead of what people view and think of us. And how they treat us is a reflection of how they view us. And we have to put a stop to all that. So yeah, we have to fight for ourselves politically. We have to fight for ourselves mentally. We have to fight for ourselves in just everyday life to ensure that in every capacity we further. We have to further. Every leader must be held accountable. Every person that is going to show substance should be held accountable. But that's everybody in life. Life is just politics. If you don't want to deal with people, don't deal with them. If you do want to deal with them, deal with them. But love, respect, grace, and mercy is the only thing that you have to give people, because that's the only thing that you're asking for. And we have to get that to them. We won't accept violence, but we won't give it either. We won't give hate, but we won't tolerate it either. And that's from the opposition or ourselves. We have to be willing to really look in the mirror and do the work. We have to put the work in. We have to make sure that we're never at this junction of life again. Because it is time for us to turn the leaf. It is time for us to turn the page in this book, close the chapter, and start something new. And the only way we gonna really do that is come together and do as we need to. Simple enough. And man, that is my pretty much, I guess you could say, rant for the night, man. And I'll probably do another one tomorrow. And man, I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all have a great night. Hope y'all have a better tomorrow. Anything that you want to try or achieve, understand you can do it. Just take the step. And after the step, keep walking. Alright? Keep walking. And man, I appreciate you, Coltrane. Much love, much respect. Have you a great night, my brother.